when the Buddha lived. Let's now talk about where the Buddha lived. To the east of the Achaemenid Persian Empire were 16 Mahajanapadas, which dominated North India. Mahajanapada means something like great realm, and these can be thought of as mini-kingdoms, although in some cases they were actually republics governed by oligarchs. There are three in particular that I'd like to point out. First, Kuru. The Kuru kingdom is where the Hindu epic the Mahabharata is set, although the events in that story supposedly occurred many centuries before Buddha's time. We did a video on that topic, which I'll link to in the description if you're interested. Second, I want to point out Magadha. Starting around the time of the Buddha, Magadha started to become the most powerful of the 16 Mahajanapadas. In fact, it would eventually grow and come to rule virtually all of the Indian subcontinent under Emperor Ashoka, whom we'll talk about later. But the third and most important Mahajanapada I want to point out is Kosala, because it was within the realm of Kosala that the Buddha was born, in what is today Nepal. Near the kingdom of Kosala were two smaller realms that were basically vassal states of Kosala. These two realms were located on either side of a river and were ruled by the Shakya clan and the Koliya clan. It was from the Shakya clan that the Buddha descended. Now, the first thing you need to know is that Buddha is a title, not a name. So when Buddha was born, he wasn't actually called Buddha or the Buddha yet. His name was Siddhartha Gautama, and he was born as a prince. His father, Suddhodana, is often referred to in Buddhist literature as the king of the Shakyas, although king is probably not the correct term from a technical point of view. Historically, he was something closer to an oligarch or a tribal leader, but for the sake of simplicity, I'll be using terms like king, queen, and prince throughout. Suddhodana married two sisters, Pajapati and Maya, from the Koliya royal family. Their brother, Supabuddha, would go on to become the Koliya king. Maya was the mother of the Buddha, and there is an elaborate story concerning her that relates to the Buddha's conception and birth. One night during a full moon, she had a vivid dream in which a white elephant holding a lotus flower appeared, circled her 3 times, and then entered her womb through her right side. This was supposedly the moment that the Buddha was conceived. According to the story, she then gave birth to Prince Siddhartha, exactly 10 lunar months later, but then she died shortly thereafter. Siddhartha was therefore raised by his stepmother and aunt, Pajapati. Pajapati and Suddhodana had a son and a daughter, who were thus the half-siblings of the Buddha. They were named Nanda and Nanda. Note that while the English spelling is the same, the pronunciation is different. Nanda, Nanda. Both of Buddha's siblings would go on to become his followers, but both also had their struggles, which are described in Buddhist literature. But I'm getting ahead of the story. Prince Siddhartha married his cousin Yasodhara from the Koliya clan, and together they had a son named Rahula. However, one day, Prince Siddhartha left the palace and came to know about human suffering. Because of this, he decided to leave his family and life of luxury and live a life of extreme poverty and meditation instead. But after several years as an ascetic, he achieved enlightenment and became the Buddha. The word Buddha meaning one who has awakened. After enlightenment, the Buddha started teaching others